So hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anthony G. Tolosa. So for this day, we will summarize the activity 8 of the networking one, which is in Atakad. So but before that, we need to read the the introduction of this chapter. So chapter 8, subnetting IP network. So designing, implementing, and managing an effective IP addressing plan ensure that network can operate effectively and efficiently. So this is especially true, excuse me, as the number of host connection to a network increases. So understanding the hierarchical structure of the IP address and how to modify the hierarchy in order to more efficiently meet routing requirements is an important part of planning an IP address schema. So in the original IP version for address, there are two levels of hierarchy, a network and a host. So these two levels of addressing allow for basic network grouping that facilitate in routing packet to a destination network. A router forward packet based on the network portion of an IP address when the network is located. The host portion of the address allow for identification of the destination device. So, however, as network grow with many organizations adding hundreds and even thousands of hosts to their network, the two-level hierarchy is insufficient. So, subdividing a network adds a label to the hierarchy, creating in essence three levels: a network, a subnetwork, and a host. So introducing an additional label to the hierarchy creates additional subgroup within an IP network that facilitate faster packet delivery and added filtration by helping to minimize local traffic. So this chapter examines in details the creation and assignment of an IP network and subnetwork addresses through the use of the subnet mask. So we are done in reading the introduction of this chapter. So we go to the last topic, which is the summary and the conclusion of the chapter 8. So So the process of segmenting a network by dividing it into the multiple smaller network spaces is called subnetting. So every network address has a valid range of host addresses. So all devices attached to the same network will have an IP version for host address for the network and a common subnet mask or network prefix. So traffic can be forwarded between hosts directly if they are on the same subnet. Traffic cannot be forwarded between subnet without the use of a router. To, to determine if traffic is local or remote, the router uses the subnet mask. The prefix and the subnet mask are different ways of representing the same thing, the network portion of an address. So IP version for a subnet are created by using one or more of the host bit as network bits. So two very important factors that will lead to the determination of the IP address block with the subnet mask are the number of subnet required. So at the maximum number of hosts needed per subnet, there is an inverse relationship between the number of subnet and the number of the hosts. The more bits that are borrowed to create subnet, the fewer host bits that are available. Therefore, there are fewer hosts per subnet. So the formula 2 to the n, where n is the number of host bits remaining. So it used to calculate how many addresses will be available on each subnet. So however, the network address and broadcast address within a range are not usable. Therefore, to calculate the usable number of addresses, the calculation 2 to the n minus 2 is required. So subnetting a network or using variable length subnet mask BLSM was designed to avoid wasting addresses. So IP version 6 subnetting requires a different approach than IP version 4 subnetting. So an IP version 6 address space is not subnetted to conserve addresses. Rather, it is subnetted to support a hierarchical logical design of the network. So while IP version 4 subnetting is about managing address scarcity, IP version 6 subnetting is about building and addressing hierarchy based on the number of routers and the network they support. So, careful planning is required to make best use of the available address space. Size, location, use, and access requirements are all consideration in the address planning process. So, after it is implemented, an IP network needs to be tested to verify its connectivity and operational performance. So the chapter 8 is all about the subnetting of an IP version 4 network. So we all know that subnetting is a practice of dividing a network into two or more smaller networks. So I will show you a video that will show the on how to subnet an IP version 4 network. Okay, ting.